Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attacker Productions. Today I'm Bancroft, being joined once again by Jake, and like always, Fluff.
What's going on, y'all?
People.
And today, as you can tell, is a little bit different. We told you we're going to bring some more Digimon content to the channel because we're able to play it now finally more often. So with that being said, there's like buttons below the video. You should click them. They're there for a reason. If it makes you feel better about yourself, go ahead and do it. With that being said, today's matchup is me and Fluff. And I was super excited to finally play this deck. Was not expecting to get these cards for starters, but Fluff managed to snag them somewhere, and I was able to play Diaboromon. I was so happy. And Fluff
was this at locals or was this in your basement?
No, this is locals.
Okay.
This is definitely not this is the second round. We weren't doing a lot of recordings, but Fluff, you have brought your set for green. Is it Digiabsorption?
No, this I would say is more like, let's call it Chaosmon control.
Okay, Chaosmon control. So we're the ones playing. Jake isn't really too familiar with the game, so he's going to kind of play as that questionnaire guy. You know, someone as he sees something interesting, he'll point out to you all and maybe help you all learn something as well as we go.
We have 20 minutes to make Jake attracted to this game.
You could just refer to me as color commentary. And speaking of color, can you turn the brightness down on your sleeves, Bancroft?
Yeah, so I don't remember what caused me to put them in these sleeves. They were just sitting on the table, and I think, Fluff, you were going to actually make Scotty a deck and use these sleeves, but I grabbed them first because I needed sleeves.
I was building the deck that I was going to sleeve in the bright hot pink sleeves.
They're assaulting me.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I love those sleeves.
They're great, but on camera, I don't know. They're just so bright compared to the rest of the playmat. I don't know.
Yeah. So I didn't get to give Scotty the hot pink sleeves. He was sad about it.
So for those of you who are interested, Diaboromon. So we have the core engine from Diaboromon was set 2, which for us in the US is set 1.5. But technically it's still set 2. There's your normal chain there, and then there's the whole promotion chain. We didn't have those originally. Fluff, like I said, managed to get those. So I kind of have a blend of both those throughout this whole deck, which is pretty nice. So this is a very blocker-heavy Diaboromon chain deck. So if I can get up to the chain, I can create more tokens to keep the Diaboromon alive, or play the other Diaboromon who could potentially be a +8 security attack, which I actually managed to pull that off during my round 1, I think.
God, it was crazy.
And Fluff, kind of going to yours, you did mention it's a chaos control deck.
So the deck is very heavily centered around piercing, and so resting the opponent's Digimon, piercing through them, and then getting either security attack on the pierce or trashing top card of security for having pierced through. For having deleted one of your Digimon. And then it plays Chaosmon. So Chaosmon is really interesting because when you Digivolve into Chaosmon, he can immediately attack an active mode Digimon on your opponent's side of the field.
Yeah. And
so
real quick,
you can give him, and he does have piercing himself.
Yeah. So real quick, what was happening here was I was letting you know that the Digi inherit ability gave an additional plus 1,000 during my opponent's turn, so you asked to take that back instead.
Yeah. And this is, I think, what makes Digimon a little more difficult than other card games is you have to worry about the effects that are stacking on your stack of Digimon. So it's not just the Digimon that's on top. You have to worry about what's under it too.
Yeah.
On the inheritable side of it, and it's really easy to not realize that like your opponent is going to get a 10,000 boost or gets an extra security on their swing or has this or has that. So definitely pay attention to your opponent's chains as they're going through them.
So I played a little bit of the game during the initial U.S. release, and it looks like there's already more interesting things you can do and a lot more ways to build your deck than when the game
Yeah.
first hit our shores.
So
Yes.
I know you didn't play Dragon Ball early on, and I didn't come to Dragon Ball to set 4, but Fluff kind of has compared this to early Dragon Ball, where it was kind of like just go and slam, go and slam. It was just you're just beating each other back and forth practically. They are actually now adding more and more interactive engagement. Or like
Interaction is increasing and unpredictability is increasing.
Yeah.
As far as like, sometimes it's still kind of based on what is on your opponent's side, like what, or like what you hit in security against your opponent. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's completely different. Sometimes you can just legitimately, chess statement response out statement your opponent. And like right now, Bancroft has me down to 3 security. He's still at 5 because I don't have the ability to beat through any of his blockers. So it does me no good to swing right now. When I know if I just bide my time, I might get there.
Yeah. And with set 5 showing us the cards, and which technically set 5 is set 5 out in Japan?
Set 5 is out in Japan. I think actually they're on set 6 now. We're starting to get some leaks for set 7, and we're getting anniversary set releases.
Yeah, and we're getting English translations, which we already technically had, but set 5 opens more interactable. Interactable is not the right word. Interactions, yeah.
Interaction.
So like set 5 has a ability where I think it's an Omimon if I'm correct, but if your opponent attacks, you can discard the bottom 2 evolutions of this card change to practically stop the attack.
Yeah.
So they're starting to add more like you want to build stuff up so you could take stuff away to do things or stop your opponent from taking counter effects. Like so, Fluff has Hercules Kabuterimon.
Yep.
Which has Digiburst 2, if I'm correct, where you remove the bottom 2 cards of its evolution chain to tap a card.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, like, as a blocker deck, I don't want my cards tapped, but this card has piercing, and with its ultimate, which is, I can't remember what its name is off my head, Mega Kabuterimon, maybe? It's been a while.
The Mega Kabuterimon, yeah.
Is that what allows you to just drop a security?
When you successfully delete an opponent's Digimon by battle, you trash the top card of the security. So the Hercules Kabuterimon, I can Digiburst 2, so the bottom 2 cards on him will go to the trash. And then I'll be able to tap one of your cards, and then I'll be able to swing with Hercules Kabuterimon into one of your tapped creatures, or if you decide to block, then I'll still run through the blocker. The Pierce will do its own damage, and then the Mega Kabuterimon will trash the top card. So it's a 2-for-1, and it's double safe because I don't have to worry about the security check on the trash card.
Yeah. And truth be told, this was such... I mean, yes, I have the potential of doing so much damage to Fluff, but this was a really uphill battle for me because of that Kabuterimon. Because, like, in this case right here, he tapped my ultimate... Infernamon, I think it is. It's been a while.
Yes.
No, this is Infernamon. This is the champion.
Oh, it's the
I can't remember what, but it has blocker. And
yeah, I can't remember. Kunasemon or something like that.
And so you chose to tap it and swing, and I'm like, it's gonna die, but I'd rather keep my chain alive, and I decided to block with one of my other blockers instead.
Yeah.
And regardless of what interactions there, you still had piercing, and you still trashed one of my securities. And for those who aren't familiar, you have to follow those in order. So first, the piercing would proc before the trashing of security. So like, boom, flip over card, secure that would go into pinning, and then we trash the secondary card. So wherever that secondary card is, it has no effect because it just got trashed.
Yeah, it just gets trashed. So you don't have to check security effects. You don't have to check battle power. You don't have to do anything like that, which is really strong. It's like having a free damage.
Yeah.
Essentially. And that Kabuterimon's got a pretty big ass. I mean, it's a 13,000, I think.
Yeah.
If I'm
It's either
remembering
13 or
correctly.
12.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, while going over the commentary, we're rewatching the videos, and because we're rewatching it through the program, it's slightly blurred on our end, which is not as bad in the final version. So it's I think it's 13 though.
I think it is. 13 sounds right to me. And I also have that. I think it's not Sunfloramon. It's the flower Digimon there. That gives me Digisorption,
Yeah.
or I was able to use Digisorption bringing her out to reduce that cost. I've got Mimi out now, which basically lets me conduct my hatch phase twice per turn. So I just have control right now. The Hercules Kabuterimon is going to go through, get the pierce, get the dump because you blocked. I now was able to tap your blocker. Now I'm able to just rush through and hit your security. And the only thing that you could do was hope there was something there.
Yeah. And truth be told, the reason why I blocked, it didn't matter what I did at that point. I don't think, even if I had a card there, I don't think it would have helped me in the matter. I was like, I'm just going to block it and whatever, and which goes to the second round, which we're in the second round now.
Yeah.
So it looked to me like in that game, Fluff was able to just kind of sit back and build a huge board.
Yeah.
And it just kind of got to the point where his stacking effects kind of outran the amount of blockers you can put into play.
So green is value. Generally, green is all about digivolving value. So like a lot of the early level digivolves, like rookie to champion to mega to ultimate, are significantly reduced in cost by comparison to what black may experience. So all of my level 4s are 1 to digivolve.
So you can just spread your board out much wider for cheaper.
Yeah, and if he puts me, if he chokes me, I can just easily choke him right back, where I will just keep him at like 1 energy, but he has his memory saver out now. Yeah. So now there's no motivator for me to save energy at this point.
And I love that Izzy card so bad. So like you check top 3, it costs 4, which is typically a lot of energy to give your opponent. But if all the cards revealed are black, you gain a memory. So it kind of bounces out, which is pretty nice and different. Like Fluff said, now choking is no longer a hassle. When Fluff goes for his final play, he can freely go, well, you're going to go to 3 no matter what. I could play this 4-cost card and be just as fine if I played this 2-cost card.
Yeah. And the problem with the hand, and this is why we play best of 3 in this game, is because there is no mulligan. There's no way to fix the quality of cards in your hand. So I'm sitting on a wide variety of cards that do not include the ability to digivolve up either my Palmon or Kabuterimon. Yeah. So all I can do is just go wide. And
I don't know why you didn't tackle your Kabuterimon that time.
Probably because I knew that if I attacked, there's a high probability that I'd lose it.
Gotcha.
And I don't have another 4 to go into a level 5, which will get me into my win conditions. So I have to just try to preserve that as much as possible. Now that I have a Stingmon on the field, I'm a little more willing to sacrifice one or the other. But I do know that you have D-Digivolve cards in your deck.
Yeah.
And this is kind of I'm thinking about what's in your deck.
Yep.
And factoring my plays.
And for an outside perspective, typically an energy saver puts me back to the 3. Joe's effect, if I have a blocker on board to be my turn, I gain 1 extra memory. So, which is so nice.
Yeah, it really lets you float and gives you a lot of value. I cut down on the number of tamers in my green deck, so I'm just running, I think it's just 2 minis, because I don't really need that excess memory.
Yeah, you took Izzy out when we learned that
it was
the misread on it.
Yeah. So when it was my turn only, which meant that I would either have to resolve a Needle Spray or the Mega Kabuterimon, which is kind of a narrow field for getting cards tapped.
Well, you're playing it's a blocker deck, so
not every deck is the blocker deck.
For sure.
I mean,
and I have 5 blockers on board right now, so
hidden potential discovered is
it's a reason why it's limited.
Yes, I mean, that was a free Digivolve. That would have normally ended my turn, and now I'm just going to be able to activate effect, tap one of your things, and start swinging through and start getting some kind of value here. I'm trying to... I don't want to give up the Stingmon Inherited that is currently on the Mega Kabuterimon. Because that'll give me an extra memory to play with. But I know if I just swing life with Mega Kabuterimon or Hercules Kabuterimon, you're not going to block it. You're just going to take it.
Yeah.
Like you just did. And I don't get the value on that.
Am I missing... Did you swing with the... What happened with the Palmon there?
The Palmon had to get tapped for Hidden Potential Discover.
Oh, okay, I forgot. Okay.
Yeah.
And speaking
and
of
right there,
Digivolve, yeah.
Digivolve doing its job. I mean...
I should have just paid for 7 for that. I mean, it puts you at 3, which isn't a bad number to put your opponent at. Gives me an ultimate on the board, so whenever I finally see a Diaboromon, because I think at this point, like, I remember I was like, that's the first ultimate I think I saw all games so far in the round 2.
Yeah.
But
you have, like,
I'm
6
protected.
blockers
Yeah.
on the field? Yeah. I mean, there's no way that I'm getting into your security, and I have to be able to see a Mega or something to go into. And because my Palmons, I lose if I swing. The Kabuterimon, I lose if I swing. I think even the Metal Tyrannomon, I lose if I swing. Because you have a blocker that outclasses it.
Yeah.
So there's no way that I can out-sequence you in this situation. And so
why do I feel like I
just
have
have
another ultimate?
You probably do. But you went into your Diaboromon.
Yeah. Which right now counts as security +1.
Yeah. Which is really strong. And I'm hoping for something here because you could have gone and you just de-evolved again.
Yeah,
and I'm so exasperated over this. I'm like, oh my God. I'm running out of, like, I'm digging so hard for my ultimates. And you're just like, nah, not today.
Like, truth be told, I feel like of all the matches, there were 2 rounds. This round in particular here, and then I think around in my first game, I think you even pointed out, like, Bancroft, you need to stop. You're being a jerk. And I didn't realize it. The deck was just working in my favor.
Yeah, you could absolutely start swinging here. I only have a blocker on the field.
I didn't even think about that. Like, I didn't even think about that. Well, no. So the 3-drop blockers require all my blockers on board require 2 memory for me to even swing. Actually.
Yeah, but you're starting the turn on 4 energy.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you still get at least 3 swings. I mean, like, you if I beat you this game, it's because if I beat you, I don't remember if I beat you in this round or not. If I do, it's because you were just playing way too passively.
Yeah.
One of the problems that I'm experiencing in my hand is that what happened there?
So
it had to be a higher level Digimon that got destroyed.
Yeah, we got it. We got it wrong with what order it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
the reset.
I need a level 3. I'm sorry, I need a level 5. I have a Nidhoggmon in hand, but I don't have a way to get to him with enough materials to Digiburst 4. If I could play that Nidhoggmon, I clear your field.
Yeah. I think you got stuck on champions for a little bit too at some points.
Early in the game, I got stuck on champions, and now I'm stuck on 5s. So, what do you do? There's really nothing to do about it. And, like, I did one of my hand reveals there because I just don't know, like, there's just... the hand is so tantalizing. Like, I can taste that Nidhoggmon blowing your ass out.
Yeah, no, it would have.
And I just can't get there. So I go into Chaosmon. Chaosmon on Digivolve gets to immediately attack. So I go into your Diaboromon, does have Pierce, so I am going to be able to run through one of your things and kind of get me closer to victory. And at least I know you can't beat over the Chaosmon with Diaboromon, despite it costing 6 to Digivolve.
So first go for the security +1. And I think here I just go for that final push finally.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I can stop it. I mean, there's just no way. I mean, I think it was there that I was like just in the game. Yeah. Like,
finish me.
Well, I think you had mentioned last turn, like, when I see blocker -2 to attack, I'm like, oh, okay, never going to attack with this card. My energy's too important for that, you know? So when I go with those rounds where it's like, because like I said, it happened twice that night. There were 2 different rounds where I could have ended the game a turn earlier, but I just didn't see it because I don't attack with my blockers.
That is just a balance thing. If it costs you 2 memory to attack and that's going to be game for you, do it.
No, yeah. Like if you were able to get Nighthawkmon, whatever.
Nighthawkmon, I would have won.
You would, yeah. Because I think it doesn't gets rid of.
It taps. I think it. God, let me pull the card up real quick because I cannot remember exactly what he does.
So, if I
great legend.
Round 3 was very interesting for me. I can't remember how it worked out for you, but I had to pay 4 to bring out the champion, which didn't necessarily choke you too much, give you 2 energy, but you immediately play a 7 and put me to 5.
Yep.
And
because I'm missing that jump. I'm missing those champions.
Yeah, I think we're kind of in similar situations, just in different spots.
So the Nighthawkmon is a Digiburst 4 when Digivolving. Suspend all of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less. Then place all of your opponent's suspended Digimon at the bottom of their owner's deck in any order.
Yeah. Trash
all the Digivolution cards of those Digimon.
Yeah, I would have lost a lot. I would have still had my one ultimate.
You would have had one ultimate up. Yeah. And the problem here was that I don't have a champion, so I just need to make Hercules Kabuterimon as fast as I can and hope that gets me somewhere.
Yeah.
And I run good ratios in my deck. It's not like I'm only running like 6 champions or 6 ultimates, and I'm confused as to why I'm not seeing one or the other. The shuffles are bad, the hands are bad. So I immediately go into a premature Chaosmon and just start swinging where I can.
Yeah, and it had piercing. Like, that was...
And then it's also got the trash security effect.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I don't think that was premature at all. I think that's the move.
No.
I mean, I don't play this game, but that felt pretty huge.
It puts me way ahead.
Yes.
And
the problem was that you have it again for another attack.
Yeah, like I'm going to be able to just restand it again. And, I can't attack your actives now. But if you tap something or if you choose to block, then I'm just going to rip 2 of your security and then I win.
And you see here, I played another champion. Like, I'm kind of tight on rookies is the problem.
Yeah.
And I went
you played a 12. You said, the hell with it. I'm going big.
And here's what I'll explain. No matter what I did right here, I was losing 2 life, Yeah. But if I played it right, I'm only losing 2 life. And I have a blocker to stop your last attack.
Yep. And this is going to give me a lot of... you gave me a lot of points to work with here, so I really get to explode.
Here's what people aren't seeing real quick. Hang on a second. I'm going to cut you off. Fluff showed his hand earlier. We already know what's in your hand, and you took forever and a half to get to this play, and I don't know why. You could have just swung Chaosmon either at my blocker, caused piercing, and got rid of my security, and then needle sprayed my other blocker.
Yeah.
But you took your time getting this. I just flipped them over. I'm like, that's gamed it. Like that was
because
the
I wanted to see I knew that I was winning that turn, but I wanted to see what I would draw and what my play lines were.
Yeah.
You know, like you're really guilty of in Dragon Ball specifically. You're like, oh, well, if that didn't beat you, I could have done these 15 other things. Like you were fucked either way you slice it. And like I wanted to see how far that turn could have gone.
That's fair.
You know, because what if I hit a Gaia Force in your life? I don't know what the
a
fuck
Gaia
to play.
Force.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not?
You could have hit a D Digivolve, I guess. Sure.
Yeah, I could have hit something. You could play Flower Cannon and tap everything I've got, and then I'm like, I'm done now.
Yeah, I played Flower Cannon in my all black deck.
I don't know what's in your deck.
With that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed. Jake, how did you enjoy watching the game again?
Looks like it's come a long way since I've first spent time with the game, and maybe I'll have to borrow a deck one night and see what's going on in the Digiverse.
We play every other Friday, man.
Alrighty.
Yep, every other Friday.
And with that being said, guys, there's buttons on the screen. Don't forget to click those as Fluff does the outro.
Jake, real quick, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want to sleep with the Digimon trading card game? Curious minds want to know.
0.
Fair enough. Read your cards, know your plays. Let us make mistakes so you don't have to. And as always, fluff out.
I mean, what the hell kind of question is that? They're all kids, man.
The trading card game is not a child.
It's like 2 years old.
It's like a child's thing.
I don't know where to cut. I don't know where to cut.
All of it.